Dorm rooms are supposed to be a place to study, sleep, and make memories. But it became a living nightmare. Strange noises in the night, objects moving on their own, and a presence that wouldn't leave alone. Welcome to POWERFLOW, where we uncover real horror stories that will leave you questioning what's real. This is the story of my freshman year. It all began when my new roommate Rodney moved in. He seemed normal at first, friendly even. But one night, he confessed something strange. "I have parasomnia," he whispered. I had no idea what it meant. The next few days were unsettling. I'd wake up to Rodney sleepwalking. He'd mutter things, unintelligible whispers in the dark. Then came the knocking. At first, it was just a few taps on his side of the room, but it escalated. Loud, frantic banging on the wall, our door, even the ceiling. One night, the screams started, blood-curdling shrieks that echoed through the dorm. We found Rodney outside, banging on a door, shouting. The police came. After that night, Rodney was gone, vanished, no explanation, just an empty bed and a lingering sense of dread. I got a new roommate, Stacy, sweet girl, always smiling. But the strange occurrences continued. One morning I woke up and Stacy was gone. Her bed was empty, sheets cold. Her closet stood open, completely bare. It was as if she never existed. I called campus security. They checked everywhere, reviewed security footage. Nothing. Stacy had disappeared into thin air. The fear that had been a whisper in the back of my mind roared to life. Something was very wrong. Whispers of the disappearing roommate started circulating around the dorm. I tried to focus on my studies, but the fear was a constant companion. Every creak of the floorboard, every shadow in the corner of my eye sent shivers down my spine. Then came Bob. He was my third roommate that semester. Bob was quiet, kept to himself. But there was something about his eyes, a deep, unsettling intensity that made my skin crawl. He was always watching, always lurking. One night, I woke up to a feeling of being watched. I opened my eyes slowly. There, standing at the foot of my bed, was Bob. His face was expressionless, his gaze fixed on me. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. He just stood there for what felt like an eternity before finally turning and walking back to his bed. I didn't sleep a wink that night. The next morning, Bob was gone, and so were my belongings, my laptop, my watch, even the shoes from under my bed. I was alone. The last few months had taken their toll. I was a nervous wreck, haunted by the unexplainable disappearances and the ever-present feeling of being watched. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to the silence of the empty room. Suddenly, I heard it, the familiar sound of knocking. This time, it was coming from inside the wall. It started slowly, then grew louder, more insistent. I sat up in bed, my breath catching in my throat. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the knocking stopped. The room was plunged into an eerie silence. I lay there paralyzed with fear until the first rays of dawn crept through the window. I haven't seen or heard anything unusual since, but I know, deep down, that whatever happened that year in the dorm, it isn't over. If you love true horror stories, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, because here at POWERFLOW, the scariest places aren't abandoned houses. Sometimes, they're right where you sleep. See you in the next one.